at Trump's 2017 tax cuts, and in this one we're going to look at the 1993 Deficit Reduction Act, which was championed by Bill Clinton. And it's worth noting that before Bill Clinton took office in January of 1993, America had been governed for 12 years by these two guys who were anything but fiscally responsible. And nothing outlines that better than this September 1985 article that talks about the United States crossing the $2 trillion in national debt mark. And at the bottom of that article, it says it took 189 years for the debt to reach $1 trillion in Reagan's first year, and only 4 years to double to $2 trillion, all during the administration of a president who once promised to balance the budget. And yet less than 7 years later, before Election Day 1992, the national debt had doubled again to over $4 trillion. And that debt exploded under those two Republican presidents because, you guessed it, they cut taxes on the wealthiest Americans. The top marginal tax rate was 70% when Reagan entered office. He lowered it to 50% and then lowered it as low as 28%, despite the fact that in 1936 and beyond, for 40 years, we had a top marginal tax rate above 70%. But then when Bill Clinton in 1993 decided to bump it up to 39.6%, here's what Republican leader John Kasich predicted after the House Democrats passed it and it moved on to the Senate.
And maybe we can stop it in the United States Senate before it sends the economy over the cliff. If they do pass it in the Senate, I guess we'll be around to try to help them fix this thing come next year, when the job-killing effects of this program begin to kick in.
And yes, it did pass in the Senate, but after a 49-49 vote with zero of those job-killing effects that John Kasich predicted, can you say absolutely not? Bill Clinton actually set a record for best job creation by a president of all time, creating over 23 million jobs in his 8 years in office. And to put that 23.2 million jobs in perspective, you can take the 8-year total of Ronald Reagan's job creation of 15.9 million, the 4 years of George H.W. Bush at 2.6 million, and the 8 years of George W. Bush at 2.1 million, combine them all together, and you still come up 2.5 million jobs short, 20,690,000 versus 23,214,000. And I find it hysterical that Trump's 2017 tax cut promised jobs but didn't deliver. Meanwhile, Bill Clinton's 1993 promised deficit reduction but included the best job creation in history. But how did it do with that deficit reduction? Well, as you can see here, in 1993, Bill Clinton passed that tax cut, and over the next 8 years, the deficit went down every year until we ran 4 straight budget surpluses, the last budget surpluses we've ever passed. But what do you think the Republicans did when we passed that first budget surplus? That's right. Instead of paying down the national debt as the economy is roaring forward, they called for a $1 trillion tax cut. And when George W. Bush won a razor-thin election in the early 2000s, he and the Republicans passed 2 tax cuts that immediately turned those surpluses back into deficits and led us into the Great Recession. And all of this makes what happened today in Congress even more disgusting, because instead of embracing a tax plan like Bill Clinton's that led to record job growth and the first budget surpluses we've seen in 5 decades, we're instead returning to doubling down to this tax cut that didn't deliver jobs and didn't do any
economic chaos of random scattershot tariffs on every country in the world other than Russia, with the U.S. government in its infinite wisdom under Donald Trump, getting us back into the measles business, which we had basically eradicated, but now we've got the biggest measles outbreak we've had in more than 30 years, with President Trump saying he was, quote, not notified of the decision to cut off U.S. military support shipments to Ukraine. He said he was not notified and he issued no instruction to do that, raising the obvious question of, okay, then if you as president didn't make that decision, who made that decision? With Trump literally paving the roads in the room with all the portraits of the first ladies. I mean, this is what he put up, right? I mean, in the middle of everything else, large and small, that we are contending with, there really is a Jeffrey Epstein, Donald Trump subplot in our lives now, in which this footage exists and in which the Trump Justice Department put out a statement today saying, never mind all the things we ever said and hyped and screamed about the late pedophile Jeffrey Epstein. Turns out it's all nothing and people should stop asking us about it. Headline: Trump administration acknowledges lack of evidence from Epstein documents. After months of promising big revelations, Attorney General Pam Bondi acknowledges a lack of evidence for a host of conspiracy theories, including a, quote, client list Trump's Attorney General Pam Bondi, in fact, not only said there was a Jeffrey Epstein client list that Trump had ordered her to review and release to the American people. She not only said there was a Jeffrey Epstein client list, she said that she had it in her possession on her desk.
One of the things that you alluded to, and this is something Donald Trump has talked about, the DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that. I'm reviewing JFK files, MLK files. That's all in the process of being reviewed because that was done at the directive of the president from all of these agencies.
Oh, yes, it was a directive of the president. The Epstein client list is sitting on my desk right now, says Donald Trump's hand-picked attorney general. New statement today from her department, the U.S. Department of Justice, says there is no Epstein client list. The systematic review revealed no incriminating client list, according to today's DOJ memo. These guys have been hyping the whole Epstein conspiracy theory for years. I mean, this is the guy who Donald Trump appointed to be deputy director of the FBI.
I've already told you the Epstein story. Let's just say a friend who knows about something, if you've heard the story, was on the plane with Clinton with the Epstein thing, and he said, "Hey, I'm out of here, Daddy-O." I told that story quite a few times, so I know a lot about this story. There are a lot of people who know old Jeff. A lot of people. So it's kind of weird, like this client list is about to come out. Everybody got quiet all of a sudden.
I know a lot about this story. A lot. Says the podcaster who Trump named to be deputy director of the FBI. Now today, knock, 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 FBI, what's up with that? Today, according to the FBI and the Justice Department, there is nothing at all to this Jeffrey Epstein story. Please stop talking about it. There will be no further information released. Client list, what client list? We will not be talking about this anymore. There will be no further information. You should stop talking about this, except maybe if it is raised, on the gold spray-painted television sculpture on the National Mall. Maybe you could learn something about it there. But otherwise, now that Donald Trump is the head of the U.S. federal government, we're just, no.
Don't touch me again. Just stay back. Don't fucking touch me. You touched me first, motherfucker. Leave me alone. What are they doing? Stay back. What are they doing?
This man did nothing wrong. Absolutely nothing wrong.
Film all this shit, please.
Yep, it's being filmed. Everything's being filmed.
You know me, motherfuckers. I'll fuck you up right now. Leave him alone. They're not doing nothing.
Why are you on top of him?
Why are you talking like that?
What the fuck?
Sir, he is impeding with an investigation. You came up and got him on.
You were trying to run him over with a vehicle.
There's no need for him to get in my face. Like that,
There's no need for you to run over him with a fucking car.
I get it, sir.
I got it all. I got you. Why the fuck are you doing that? The man was standing in a parking lot. Fucking help! If you can get this to work. You're fucking insane! You're insane! You're tearing apart the... Help! Help!
This is rapid transformation. We're witnessing a police state taking shape before our eyes, built to operate outside the reach of voters, courts, or the Constitution. Just look at what happened recently in a New York City park. After more than 20 years of coaching kids baseball, Yeoman Wilder saw ICE agents approach players during practice, asking where they were from. When the coach stepped in, telling the kids not to answer and calling the questions inappropriate, the agents backed off. Which raises the chilling question, why are ICE agents knowingly operating outside the law, and why are they doing it to children? Policing in a democracy is not supposed to be about raw power. Officers wear badges and uniforms to show that they serve the law and the public, not one man and not one party. As Garrett Graff notes, quote, that ICE has gone so quickly to masked operations in unmarked vehicles with no clear law enforcement identification makes clear how unhealthy and fundamentally undemocratic its core culture now is, end quote. In a democracy, in our democracy, no police force should ever be allowed to operate in the shadows. And that's what makes this moment so dangerous. We're not just debating immigration policy. We're watching a police state take shape, funded by our tax dollars, justified by fear-mongering, built to operate outside the reach of Congress, the public, or the Constitution itself.
We have breaking news right now. Debbie Wasserman Schultz, a member of Congress, just toured the Alligator Alcatraz detention facility in the Everglades. She left shaking, visibly shaken from the horrific conditions inside the facility that she saw. She just gave a press conference. She says, quote, these detainees are living in cages. The pictures you have seen don't do it just. They are essentially packed into cages, 34 detainees per cage. They get their drinking water and they brush their teeth where they poop in the same unit. She described the horrific conditions inside the facility that we've seen at least one person hospitalized. Lights are on 24/7. I mean, this is not how you treat humans. It is human rights abuses abound. And finally, a congresswoman was able to tour the facility that wasn't associated with the Trump administration. And she is telling the truth about the horrific conditions that the American government is putting people in and people through. And we know it's not just the worst of the worst. A DACA recipient from Orange County who has never committed a violent crime is currently there right now. Spread the word and follow along for more.
Breaking news, Trump said there was nothing he could do, but it was Mexico who stepped up to save lives. While the floodwaters swept away homes, families, and hope in South Texas, the governor appeared on television, his voice shaking, saying his hands were tied, that he had no resources, no way to help. But someone did. From across the river, without cameras, without promises, hundreds of Mexican rescuers crossed over on their own. They came with backpacks on their shoulders, trained dogs by their side, and hearts full of faith. They didn't wait for orders. They didn't ask for permission. They just heard the cry of a neighbor, and they Spanish. Mexican voices saying, hold on, we're here. Because while Trump locks himself in his office and the governor throws his hands up to the sky, Mexico is waist deep in the water, pulling people out alive. Today, Texas faces its worst climate disaster in years. The first to react was not Trump, but the people arrested in the United States.
It's time for the Trucker John Livestream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah. The Trucker John Livestream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time, good time. Trucker John Livestream. Be a good time, gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit, hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Well yeah, it's the Trucker John Livestream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the Trucker John Livestream is the best thing you've ever seen.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for. Trucker John.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. Hopefully you guys can hear me. It's 11:28 a.m. Pacific time. All right. Now, like a moron, I forgot to plug the mic in to the the charger. So at some point it will probably die. It'll probably be when I'm in the middle of a rant, and I won't be looking at the chat, and I won't be looking at the microphone to see if the green light's on, and I will probably be going on and on and on and on. And everyone will be going, no audio, no audio, no audio. So just expect that. I'm just preparing you for what may or may not happen. Anyhow, good morning, everyone. It is already 103 degrees. It's not even noon yet. It's already 103. We are expecting a high of 111 today. 111 degrees today. So got that going for us. Let me just start off a little bit of good news. The Clark County Social Services Relocation Eviction Prevention Program, they sent me the approval letter. I sent that down to the leasing office. They received it. I got a call back from them saying, okay, it's good. Come on down. Can you come in today at between 1 and 1:30 and finish up, signing the lease papers, and we'll give you the keys and all that stuff. And I said, yes, I will be there. So today's show might be a little shorter than usual, so I can get over there. But looks like it's finally happening. It's finally happening, folks. Finally, after how many weeks and weeks and weeks of this, I'm finally going to be moving there. I'll probably start moving over there tonight, as a matter of fact. As soon as I get the keys, I'll probably just start moving shit over there. So that's that. And we can maybe put that whole saga to rest. I saw Superman last night. I went to the movies. First time I think since Deathpool and Wolverine movie. I saw Superman, and I kind of came to the conclusion, maybe I don't like Superman movies. All takeaway from the movie is it was stupid. I'm not going to give any spoilers here, but it was well made. I thought the Superman, a guy who played Superman was fine. The Lois Lane was fine. But when you watch a movie, and probably like about at least a dozen times during the movie, you kind of say to yourself, this is stupid. Then the movie's stupid. I'm sorry. It was stupid. It was a stupid fucking movie. So, it was well made. Special effects were fine. I just thought it was stupid. Stupid. And I don't want to, I'm not going to say all the little things about it, but just little plot points, little dialogue, little things that happened. It was just, I just thought, this is fucking stupid. So, that's my review of the Superman movie. Stupid. Put that in the blurb. Put that in the blurb. Quotations, in quotes. Stupid. Dash Trucker John. When we talk about the new Superman movie. Anyhow, guys, so I'm not able to scroll all the way to the top of the chat. It's not letting me do that today. So I don't know. I didn't see who was first or second or third. I'd be willing to bet it might have been either Sandy Foltz was first, and then from there, who knows? One of the Roxannes, maybe Jolie. But I don't know who was first, but I'm sure you guys will fill me in since I just said that. By the way, I said I forgot to plug in the mic, so. Just a reminder, if we lose audio, I will try to switch over to the phone mic as soon as possible. All right, but here's where I'm at in the chat. I'm at where Fancy says, that was fun, Aaron, laughing out loud. Just so you know, that's where we're starting today in the chat. I don't know how far down that was in the whole scheme of things. But that's where we're starting in the chat today. So then Aaron's here. So Aaron says, hi, Mr. Spock. So apparently Mr. Spock is already in the chat at this point. So live long and prosper, or something like that, to Mr. Spock. Nick Rich is here. How many did you twist up, Mr. Spock? So see, I'm mid-thread in conversations, so apparently some more pot talk going on. Damon Dog, the big dog's here, says, guess I'll get a fresh cup of coffee. There you go. Gin Up the Bass is here, says, happy Monday, loungers. Good to see you all. Trucker John, hope you had a good weekend. I did have a pretty good weekend. I took basically the weekend off, which I probably shouldn't have. But I was really tired. I don't know. I just feel tired, man. You know, maybe this is, I don't know if this is because I'm getting old, or is there something seriously wrong with me? Something seriously wrong with me. I don't know. But I was just tired, and I just felt like lounging around. So I just lounged around, and yesterday I went and saw a movie, which was fun to do. That was, you know, it's a, like I said, that's like my entertainment, is to go just see a movie. You know, I spent movie on the ticket, and I got the big thing of popcorn and a Coke. I even bought a little an ice cream sandwich thing there, like it was made out of a cookie. So I spent a lot of money that I probably shouldn't have spent, but I just feel like splurging a little bit on the movie, and I didn't work, which is really stupid because I need to work. But anyhow, I'm going to work today, so that's why I'm not sure if I'm going to be moving. I don't know. The priority though should be to get moved, so I might start moving tonight, or I might go to work and then just move tomorrow or whatever. I don't know, but so that's me, my weekend. I don't know why this chat just keeps moving when I don't want it to move. It has a mind of its own, because now I lost a lot of chats. Because it was when I was talking, it was scrolling, and it won't let me scroll back up. Once it scrolls up to, it just disappears. Then it's very frustrating. Like here's Roxanne Epstein says, I'm grieving today. My dear friends Fred, my pup, is now in heaven and with JD and my other angels. Thank you so much for the love and prayers. They help keep us strong. Sorry to hear about that, about your dog, Roxanne. It's always sad to lose a beloved pet. Nick Rich says, Jump the Base, good day, eh? Only on my second Zoom call. The first was with Boston Brian as well. Oh yeah, Boston Brian had that Zoom call on Saturday, wasn't it? Saturday? I did not do that. Like I said, I don't really like Zoom calls. But tell me, guys, tell me how you liked it. How did it go? I'm interested to know how it went, but Zoom calls really aren't my thing. Aaron West says, oh, okay, about Roxanne Epstein's dog. Yeah, sorry to hear about that. Josh is here. Hey, Josh, good to see you. Welcome to the Driver's Lounge. Nick Rich 1113. So I'm really behind in the chat. What am I, 23 minutes behind in the chat? Yeah, everyone is giving their condolences to Roxanne Epstein's dog. Tim Farrell's here. Hey, Tim, good to see you. Thanks for joining us in the old driver's house. And then Daniel Barry Sports Highlights is here, or was here. I don't know. I don't know if you're still here or not, because I'm 23 minutes behind in the chat. But thanks for being here. I appreciate you for coming on in. There's Fancy. We got Fancy showing up. Everyone was wondering, where's Fancy? Where's Fancy? And there's Fancy. Oh, there's Sandy Foltz. Hi, Josh. So Sandy, hello, Sandy. Good to see you. Like I said, I don't know who the first one was in the chat today, but I would put my money on Sandy Foltz. And Sandy says, hey, Fancy, where have you been, girl? Yeah, we've been wondering where Fancy was at. Fancy says, everywhere. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere. Paul Burrows is here. Hello, Paul. Good to see you. Thanks for being joining us in the chat here. Golf Marie's here. Golf says it ain't easy. I was a wreck for a month when my partner Killa, the Ragdoll Siamese, left me at 18 years old. It gets better, Roxanne. Sandy Foltz says, "Hey TJ, any word on New Place?" Well, I just went over that, so I am 23 minutes behind in the chat, so hopefully you guys heard me say that. Nick Rich says Von Pants is so vain he probably thinks the comments are about him. Sandy Foltz went swimming yesterday. This is a great time of year to go swimming, isn't it? In the summertime when the weather is right. Let's see. It was at Hyde Park Pool that Sandy went swimming. And I'm just kind of skipping down a little bit. Jolie's here. Hey. So now we're at full mod capacity. We got both Jolie and Aaron here. Thank you so much for being here. Roxanne Epstein, horrific how they dragged him off. That was when the intro was playing, and yeah, that was pretty. It's pretty. You know, these images that are coming out of these so-called ICE agents that are really just Trump's goon squad. It's pretty horrific. Damon Dog says friggin' Gestapo. Yep. 007 says fancy. AM Unreal, Trump's private police. Exactly. This is his little private army that he's making. There's regular ICE agents. I believe that they've gone through all the proper training and they've done they've been working there for years. And now there's a new bunch of them that have come in under Trump, and that is Trump's little private little goon squad. MJ Daniel from up in Washington State says, good morning, and fuck the Republicans, every last one. All right, let's get busy. Got a lot of fucking to do. No. Mr. Spock, he was jaywalking, so justified. Oh, the guy they dragged off. MJ Daniel, East German Stasi. Yep, the Stasi. A lot of comparisons there to this goon squad. I like calling them goon squad. I don't know why. 007 Troll Slayer says, hi Damon. I'm very happy about last night. Okay. John Glenn says, please tell me the solution to the $37 trillion debt crisis. There is none. The Great Reset is upon us. Hey, John, good to see you. I don't know, maybe reset the top marginal tax back to 70% or 80% or 90% or 99%. That might be a start. That might put a pretty big dent in it. Just saying. Just saying. MJ Daniel says the GOP is evil. It is evil. I agree. I agree, MJ Daniel. They don't give a fuck about anything other than giving the rich tax breaks, apparently. Even when the billionaires really weren't. I didn't hear a clamoring from the billionaire class, actually, about getting tax breaks. I really did. Maybe that's just something they say behind doors or something. I don't remember this big outcry from the billionaires saying, God, we need more tax breaks. Because it seems like they don't pay any taxes anyhow, as it was. Just an excuse for Trump, and the Republicans to cut social programs because they hate fucking the thought of whatever taxes they do pay going to help somebody out, to help someone that's in need. That is just against their DNA, apparently. They cannot, it's not in their DNA to have their tax dollars go to Medicaid or SNAP, or any of these services. And that's really what it's all about. They just hate helping people. Unless it's at their whim. If it's at their whimsy. If they're in a good mood, then they'll donate to something, or they'll give someone a big tip or something and feel good about themselves. But when it comes to government policy, government programs, you would think you were asking them to fucking, cut off a limb or something, So yeah, I think the GOP is evil. Eval. Damon Dog Super Trucker. Yeah, I put the little Superman thing just because I saw Superman yesterday, and I put Super in the title today. I meant to put a graphic, and I forgot. Like before those two Superman pictures at the end there, I meant to put a graphic that said like, "Who's going to be our Superman?" And then it showed me. I'm not really. I ain't no one's Superman though. Search for you. Release the Epstein files. Apparently they don't exist now. I don't know. I saw some blurb, something that said, if the Epstein files don't exist, then why is Ghislaine Maxwell in prison? Mr. Spock, I had a chicken emergency, excessive peeping, water, and food freshen up. Oh, yeah, they were crying at you saying, get in here. Get in here. Hey, Kimchi. Good to see Kimchi. The goddess Kimchi is here. Thank you very much for gracing us with your presence. And I do appreciate that. I appreciate you coming in and hanging out with us for a bit. Make sure you guys, speaking of deficits and surpluses and all that stuff, make sure you guys hit the thumbs up. We have 45 watching, but only 35 thumbs ups. We're operating at a deficit. And as good Democrats, we don't do that, folks. So make sure you hit that thumbs up for me. Get us to at least a balanced budget. Possibly even a surplus would be nice. Nick Rich, 1127. So I'm like 20, I think I'm less, what am I, about 18 minutes behind, I think. I'm catching up to you, man. I'm catching up to you. I feel your pain. I'm just kind of skipping on down. Yeah, Kimchi's saying hello to everybody, and Aaron West. You guys are giving me thumbs up. That must have been right when I came in, doing a little sound check there. Nick Rich says audio works. So far, so good. I'm not sure how long we're going to have on this mic because I forgot to plug it in. We might get 20 or 30 minutes, and then I'll have to switch over to the just the phone mic, I think. Hey, it says, TJ, do your rant, TJ. Nick Rich, a blank chat would be different. I hope that never happens. Me too. Me too. Golf says, I was broke when my kitty started to falter. My mom volunteered to pay for her euthanasia. I was faced with having to take her out by 22. Wow. Kim, she says yippee on the apartment. Yeah, yippee was right. And yeah, this is what I was talking about, the apartment. Aaron says yay. Search for you, that's fine. Take some pics. Not sure what that was about. AM says congrats, TJ. Well, Jolie says yay, John. Sandy Fold says praise the Lord, John. Yes, praise the Lord. MJ Daniel says 92 yesterday, 76 today, around 92 Wednesday. Weather has been very weird. Very weird. We're going to be topping out in the next day or two at about 113, and then it's supposed to start cooling down. It'll have a little cooling trend where it'll cool down gradually after a few days down to around 100 is our high. I can, when the high is only 100, I can live with that. When it gets up to 111, 113, that's when it gets really kind of unbearable. Nick Rich, no spoilers about Superman. Well, I hope I didn't spoil it. Other than just my overall impression of it is stupid. I hope that is, but other people love it. I've heard other people just praise it and think it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. I guess there are other people that just hate it. I don't hate it. I mean, I didn't get up and walk out. That's a good sign. I guess. I mean, I watched the whole thing, and it was entertaining. It was okay. I just thought it was stupid. I guess I just don't like. I don't know. Because there aren't. I was gonna say. I guess I don't like superhero comic book movies anymore. But I do like Deathpool. I have liked some of the Batman movies. I like the Joker. I didn't see the sequel, but I did like the first Joker with Joaquin Phoenix. I really like that a lot. So if they're a little more, I guess, a little more gritty and a little bit more on the not realistic. I know they're not supposed to be realistic or whatever. I mean, they're about superheroes and people with superpowers. So I realize they're going to be over the top or whatever just from the genre. But I don't know. There's just things in the movie that I just didn't make sense to me, and that's why I kept going. This is stupid. But Sandy Phillips, did you eat some popcorn? I did. I just went ahead. Usually, I just get like a small popcorn if I'm just by myself. But really, they had a combo. It was a large thing of popcorn and a large Coke for $20. So I just go, give me the combo number one. And I figured I wouldn't eat whatever I don't eat. I'll just throw away. And I ended up, which is usually I'm just like a pig, and all that. If you give me a popcorn that's like this big, I'll usually eat it. But actually, I only ate about, I think, half of it. So I'm just kind of proud of myself that I didn't gorge out and eat that whole. Because literally, this thing was this big, like this huge thing of popcorn. It's made for like a family of 5, I think. So I ended up, I ate like half of it. I'm just glad that I had a little restraint, I guess. I don't know. Guys are puff passing already. You dopers. No, not dopers. We used to call them loadies. Did you guys use that term for the pot smokers? They were the loadies because you got loaded. You're getting loaded. Loadies. The loadies. Remember the loadies? Did you guys say that in your school, in your day? The loadies. I'm just skipping on down a little bit. Jet the base, Sugar John. I know who was first, TJ. Are you going to tell me who was first? Because I don't. Nick Rich, who's on first? Michael McAndrews, who's on third? Hey, Michael, good to see you. Thanks for coming on in to the old thing. Now we're at a balanced budget right now, but at the loss of our total inventory. Oh, now we're at a surplus because it says 37 watching, 38 thumbs up. I really don't want to achieve surpluses and balanced budgets by losing our audience, though. But hey, whatever. What can I say? It's up to me to keep you guys in here, and apparently some people are bored already. So, Roxanne says Jen of the Base was first. Oh, all right. I Jen of the Base. Well, thanks for being here and hanging out, and being the first one, patiently waiting and all that good stuff with bated breath. I bet you had bated breath, didn't you? Love Dragons here. Please join my Sufu party. And then there's some emojis that one of them's angry. I don't know what the first one is. But Love Dragon, thanks for being here. I appreciate you coming on in. I don't know what a Sufu party is. I'm sure someone will enlighten me at some point. MJ Daniel says, really liked Lord of the Rings and thought the Hobbit movies were kind of the same. Did not like them. I like all of those movies. I think they're all pretty good. Even the Hobbit ones, I think, are good. But yeah, Lord of the Rings is better. But yeah, I like those. Goblin says, I came across some buds from last year that have no seeds. Yay! Most of my stuff is 3/8 seeds by weight. Getting into pot talk. AM says, I will stick with Tom Cruise's Mission Impossible latest movie. I heard, well, I heard that, well, I guess it didn't do so well at the box office. I don't know if, I really haven't heard any reviews on the movie itself. But it didn't seem to perform as well at the box office as they would have liked. I have not seen it yet. I don't know if I'll see that in the movie theater or if I'll see it on some streaming platform or something. Look, Dragon, I am always here. Thanks. Well, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Dan B, that's why you had a good weekend. Yeah, Dan B, thanks for being here. Oh, yeah, I guess because I didn't work and I just kind of relaxed and lounged around. And so now I'm going to have to make up for it this week, but I'm probably going to be busy, moving and stuff. So, and since I really am old and decrepit, and moving is going to take all my energy. Like, when I was younger, I mean, even just 10 years ago, I could move and I could work and but now it's like one or the other, John. I can't do both. Probably. I don't know. We'll see. Well, it'll work out. David Dog says, Jen, looks like the Dodgers are first. Giants 6 games back, not trying to start anything. Yeah, and the Dodgers won in extra innings in quite dramatic fashion yesterday. And Fancy's yay Dodgers. Yeah, Fancy is my fellow Dodger fan. So there, Jen, up the base. Love Dragon is saying something I have no idea what that means, so I don't know. Kimchi says, I'm back to my bitchy, sarcastic, punny self today. I may even get around to adulting. Well, take your time. Take your time. John Glad says, I saw my second monarch butterfly caterpillar on my milkweeds yesterday. That was probably, sounds exciting, I guess. Paul Burrows, I work 8 days on and 6 days off. Paul, you're a driver, right? In Idaho, basically? Based in Idaho, I think. That's a pretty good schedule. That's a damn nice schedule, I think. Tim Frill says, Tom Hartman said it was brilliant. Best Superman ever with strong message for anti-immigrant MAGAs and also a strong message for Bibi's genocide government. Well, that, then that's not what I'm talking about when I say stupid. And I guess, yeah, those messages are there, and I had no problem with that. I had no problem with that whatsoever. But I don't know. If you're going to make a message, make a message. I mean, I just thought the way they did it was stupid. I mean, not those messages, but just watching the story. I'm like, this is stupid. Why would they do that? That wouldn't happen? What, I mean, I don't know. I just thought it was stupid. Okay, I thought it was stupid. But yeah, there was you could draw an anti-immigrant message and a definitely, absolutely, the whole Gaza Israeli thing could definitely be drawn out of that. Whether or not people pick up on that, I don't know. I guess they are because people are complaining about it. Maggots are complaining about it, and I guess liberals or Democrats are praising it. So, but that's not why I think it's stupid. Those messages I think are great, and I have no problem with them being in there. Search for You says, yay Dodgers for show. But I wouldn't say it was brilliant. It wasn't fucking brilliant. It was, I thought it was done. I don't know. If Trucker John was the director, it would have been brilliant. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say about Sammy Carter's here from, I think, across the pond. Hey, Sammy, good to see you. Thanks for joining us in the old driver's lounge today. I do appreciate you. Sammy says, TJ, did you see Trump at FEMA? Or FEMA? FEMA. He was made as welcome as a fart in a lift. I didn't see it specifically, but I think I saw some blurbs about Trump being booed mercilessly. Kimchi says, "Hi, Paul. That actually sounds nice because you can vacation 2 times a month. Oh, 2 times a month. 2 times a month. Yeah. I had a schedule once which was pretty nice, but the way they did it was weird. It was with Schneider, and it was way back in like 2012. That's when I was able to make my movie. I made my short film called Feet on the Dashboard. And so where I would go out on the road for 3 weeks and then be home for 1 week or 2 weeks. I think it was just 1 week. Why am I thinking 2 weeks? I don't think it was 2 weeks. I think it was just 1 week. So you go out on the road for 3 weeks, and then you get a whole week off. And I remember during that time, that's when I made my movie, and I would make it when I was at home. But I got out of that because it wasn't working out. Because the way they would make you do it is you'd have to come home on a Wednesday and then start up on a Wednesday. I don't know. It was just kind of weird. But I don't know. Maybe if I was been smarter about it, I could have worked that schedule better. But that was the only time I had a schedule like that in truck driving, kind of like that. Am, do you have utilities on? Is it all included? I have to pay for my own electricity over there. But, water, trash, cable. No, the cable's not paid. But water and trash is kind of is included in it. So. Jim's Bay says, Demon Dog, yes, nothing to start. Big Dog, the Giants are just happy to play on the same field with the Dodgers. They can celebrate prematurely, see fancy 11 out. But with 80-plus games to go. Yeah, it's a long season. The Giants are only, 5 or 6 back? It's a 3-man race, a 3-team race right now. Dodgers, Padres, Giants. No one's out of it. No one's got anything for sure. The Dodgers don't have it for sure. It's a long season. We just saw they went through like a 7-game losing streak, which they always do right before the All-Star break. It seems like have some sort of losing streak, but it's a long season. We'll just have to see how it plays out. I'm of course rooting for the Dodgers all the way, no matter what. Hey, I went through some pretty lean years with the Dodgers. Some of those like mid-'80s teams were pretty bad for a few years before Kirk Gibson came to the team. Paul Burrow says, Kimchi, no vacay for me, homeowner, and honeydews. Yeah, I'm sure you're spending that 6 days as catching up on everything. That's the way it usually turns out. Keith Lee says, Boston Brian is on the ascendant. I have no idea what that means, Keith Lee. I have no idea what that means. You might want to, I don't know, extrapolate? I don't know. You might want to do something about that. Because I have no idea what that means. Let's see. Golf Marine says, hey now, Jen, I feel like you're interchangeable with my best friend. If my best bud Mark was in this chat, I can imagine how it might differ. Look, Dragon, read the book. Or read the book? Never ending story. At least watch the movie. It will explain everything. I remember that, and it's like, whatever. Never thought that was great either. I mean, it was like a weird flying dog thing or whatever it was. Nick Rich, 11:37. God, I'm that far behind still. I'm like 26 minutes behind, guys. 26 minutes. But that's what happens, when I read the chat. You guys have a choice. Either I can be caught up and not read the chat, or read the chat and be behind. So I'll leave the choice up to you guys. And I'm skipping a lot of your chats because I can't read every single one of them. I have to kind of pick out stuff. Kim Sheet, TJ, I slid into your Blue Sky DMs. I saw that, and I think I said hi. I finally, after it was like 3 days later, and I saw it, and I said hi. I just because I don't know. I just said hi back to you. Sandy Foltz, TJ, I was second. Okay, so Jen at the base got in there before you today, Sandy. Look, Dragon, you will always be a rock star to me. Is that one of the Roxanne Epstein? I'm just sort of sneaking down a little bit. Jen of the base, Damon Dog. I'm still sour about our 1993 season when the Giants won 103 games and lost out to the Braves, who got 104 pre-wild card. Man, you really hold on to that shit for a long time, man. I still hate the Astros for cheating the Dodgers in the World Series, but that wasn't that long ago. Kimchi lagging video. Sorry about that. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes we get sort of a weak signal. Is what the thing tells me. So sorry about that. Dan B, I'm totally embarrassed to be an American right now. So let's get our pride back and vote these fucking Republicans out of office in 2026. Let's do this. Let's fucking go. LFG. Wes Webb is here. Hey, Wes, good to see you. Thanks for joining us in the old driver's lounge today. Wes Webb says typed in trucker and got Tucker Carlson. Huh. Can you imagine that? Nick Rich says watching Triple Nutskin or whatever get ushered off the FIFA stage was hilarious. I didn't see that. I'll be looking for that. Kimchi says, Lavendel Paul, I have been feeding a starving raccoon. Turns out she has 5 little cuties now who are also hungry. Only one came into the porch and let me pet them. Aww. That's got to be adorable, though, Kimchi. You got to post some videos or something of it. A little baby raccoon? Oh, it's got to be adorable. I just want to hold it, love it, and squeeze it. Look, Dragon, somebody buy this guy a satellite. Should I get the Starlink? Oh no, that's that's verboten. But I get, is there an equivalent to Starlink from another? There's probably other companies that have probably even better things like that, right? Sandy Fold says it's real hot here in Niagara Falls, New York. Search for You says you should hear Orange talking shit about the evil Democrats at the Christian meeting today. It's all projection. All that shit he does, it's all projection. It's all, because he knows he's the evil one, Jen Base, Trucker John, Dolphins Hall of Fame quarterback Dan Marino in the chat today. Dan B says they hate the thought of helping someone. They don't give a shit about anyone but themselves. They have always been this way. They want everything their way, And it's really sad. I mean, it's so disappointing, and how the people follow along with it. They vote against their own interests all the time. And it says, you're right, TJ. Quite a few billionaires donated towards the Texas flood. A little late, though, huh? Sam Carter says, TJ, approach Stephanie Miller's show. You will be an amazing guest and would increase your followers. Stephanie Miller. I doubt Stephanie Miller would ever have me on her show. Look, Dragon says, but thanks for the, hey, why should I be so negative? The power of positive thought, positive thinking. Maybe I should not just discount that so fast. Look, Dragon says, I think YouTube banned me because they sent me a video I couldn't care less about, and I sent them a 1,000-page essay. I don't know. Did you? Did you? And Sunny Falls, my son's dad is Chris Reeves. Wait, what? He thinks he's Superman. His dad was George Reeves. That's just funny. I'm going to say funny. Dan B says, Trucker John, this is the issue. She is going to want another trial now, and she is going to try and get out sooner. The only good thing is she was sentenced in state court, not fed, so you can't pardon her, right? No pardons. Sammy Carter, we will speak to Andrea. Well, Andrea does. She was able to get a wrench on the Progressive Voices channel that carries the Stephanie Miller Show. So I don't know if she has any. She might, hey, Andrea has. She's got some reach. Get on that, Andrea. If you're watching, and sometimes Andrea does watch, so get me on the Stephanie Miller Show, and then we could have. Here's what it would be. It would be Stephanie Miller reading my. I don't know. Would be reading me, reading you guys, because that's what she does. She just, whenever she has a guest on, she just reads their whatever they post, their in whatever wherever they're at. She just reads their posts. So she would be reading my posts or whatever of me just reading back your guys' posts. It would be like it'd be like one of those, like a mirror in a mirror in a mirror. It would go on infinity, and I think both Stephanie and myself, our heads would explode. I think that might be entertaining. That might be pretty entertaining. I'm not sure. Jenna Basis, Trucker John, 113 degrees. How is the humidity? Well, the humidity is so low that it's never even brought up. So I don't know. You don't even feel it, the humidity. West Webb, I heard that Superman was meant to be a little silly, like the original comic books. And it's not even that. I don't mind silliness. It's just certain plot points or certain things that happen that I just thought were stupid. I'm just going to keep saying stupid because I don't want to spoil anything. But, I don't know. But Danby says, watch the intro, and they have it all in black and white. That all Republicans do is put our country in shambles. All deficits have been never once balanced the budget or even came close. Right. And they project. This is what the Republicans do. Through projection, they act as though they are the fiscal conservatives, and the Democrats are the ones that spend like drunken sailors and run up debts and deficits, and when the exact opposite is true. That's why I played that video, because I've been preaching that for fucking decades and decades and decades. When I was not even born yet, I was preaching this, and so I saw that video, and that's why I put it on there, because I go, aha! Here's finally a video that kind of illustrates what I've been telling everybody, that the economies do 100% better under Democrats than they do under Republicans. Republicans always crash our economies. Always, always, always. They don't create jobs. They crash the economy. Inflation goes up. You know, we're on the brink of a fucking banking crisis and a housing crisis, on the brink of another Great Depression under the Republicans, and then the Democrats get in and clean up the mess. They create jobs. They bring down unemployment. They raise GDP. They do all those things, and for some goddamn motherfucking reason, the American people just say, "Oh, I want Republicans back in there because the wall or whatever." You know, some horseshit, bullshit, goddamn fucking thing. And I'm sick and tired of it, and I know most of you are sick and tired of it too. This is so fucking frustrating that we have to keep doing this pendulum swing back and forth. We need a good 40 or 50-year run of just Democratic fucking dominance in Congress, in the White House. We need to get the fucking SCOTUS back. Give us 50 fucking years, and we will be the fucking. We'll be the bee's knees. But yeah, that's why I played that video. Nick Rich, has John ever mentioned what the internet is going to be? I don't know. I've mentioned many, many times. I don't know. How would I know? I won't know until I get in there. I mean, I've been there just to look at it. I have not been able to go in there and like live stream from there. So I have no idea what it's going to be like. It might be worse. It might be better. It might be worse. I don't know. Sammy Carter, TJ, watch Kick-Ass. I love Kick-Ass. Kick-Ass 1 and 2. I love Kick-Ass. It's one of my favorite movies. Fancy, I like the blue background. Yeah, it could be like Dodger blue. It could be like Vote blue. All kind of stuff. Dan B says all these people vote for Republicans. I just don't get it. They don't do anything for this country but create chaos. Never build what we need: schools, bridges, infrastructure. Nothing. I know. But they believe the propaganda. The propaganda that's put out there by Fox News and right-wing media, like Alex Jones now. It was Rush Limbaugh for a long time. You know, now it's Alex Jones or whatever. They believe the fucking propaganda bullshit. They believe that horse shit. When they should be coming to Trucker John and believing Trucker John. Dan B says if it wasn't for the Dems, we still would be on dirt roads and have effing horse and carriages. Just a total shame. Or what it would be like is the elite few, the ultra rich, top 1%, they would have cars and jets and planes and everything. And then the rest of us would be just, walking and on horseback or whatever. Up to our fucking elbows in fucking horse shit. Okay, I'm skipping along. Skip to Malou, my darling, in the chat. West says, I've never used all my data, but my phone uses Wi-Fi in the house. Sometimes on vacation I get close. I use all my data because I'm doing these shows, and I just burn through it. And even though I have unlimited, that could be a problem too. They probably throttle me down. That might be another issue too. Stephanie B2 is here. I didn't see you because I kind of skipped down. So thanks, Stephanie B2. Glad you're here. Mike H is here. Good to see Joel the Troll in the chat. Be interesting what Joel the Troll has to say in trolly things, trolly language. Bob Newell, knock knock. Guess who? Hey, Mr. Bob Newell. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us in the old Driver's Lounge. Mr. Bob Newell, you need help moving? I do. I'm probably just gonna hire. I hired a guy for $200. Him and one worker they moved all my shit over here. I'll just pay him $200 probably to move, because I can't move this couch, and I want this couch, goddammit. And just move all my boxes. I got boxes and stuff, the couch, the table. For $200, I guess I just gotta do it. Gotta do it. I gotta do it because I gotta get out. Sandy Folt says, TJ, if you have some viewers who live in your area, should help you move. Roxanne says, just took a fast acting gummy. I'm gonna have to go to the dispensary tomorrow. I need some indica to get through this grief. Be careful with the self-medication, people. And hire a mover for 1 hour, TJ. They will do heavy lifting. Yeah, that's what those guys. Well, yeah, the one guy, he charged me a flat rate of $200. When I moved in here, I remember going through Yelp, and I looked at a lot of them. There was the one that had me move into that place originally, like 2 years ago. I was trying to get a hold of him because he was about $100 an hour, and it's not going to take an hour, I don't think, to do this. But I couldn't get a hold of him last time. I might try to see if I can get a hold of him this time. We'll see. Oh, so 70B2 is having the surgery tomorrow. Finally, we're here. Yeah, best of luck, best wishes for 70B2 that everything goes well for you, and those new hips will have you, out there cutting a rug or something. I don't know. In no time. Damon Dog said, if I lived near TJ, I would bring a crew to help him move. And we don't even need a crew. All I need is basically one person to come help me. Mr. Bob Newell, do you like Monday? I don't like Mondays. Woo! Mr. Bob Newell, have you been inside a submarine? I have been in, and not counting like Disneyland. Remember the sub ride? Do they still have the submarine ride? I think they took that out. Maybe. I don't know. But I've been in some, I think it was maybe at, was it at the Pearl Harbor Memorial? I think they might have had a submarine there that you could walk in to. So I've been in stuff like that, but I've never been in a functioning, operational or whatever submarine. But I think I've been in some that were displays, but real submarines. I think there was that one at Pearl Harbor and maybe somewhere else. I don't know. Nick Rich, 12 noon, still 21 minutes behind, even with all this skipping I've been doing. Mr. Bob Newell, Trump brought a replacement Melania to the soccer match. Mr. Bob Newell, is Gil Hodges still playing? Like I've always said, when you ask that question, he's probably up at the Field of Dreams in the Heaven Field or wherever in Iowa, whatever. Maybe I don't know. Mr. Spock says, speaking of directing at TJ, how's the AI ability to get documentary going? Getting any further? I was rolling a joint and missed it the first time. Had to rewind. Like I said, if you blinked, you missed it. I've just been playing around with this AI movie making thing, and it's not working out too well for me. I try to do that kind of shit on your phone, even though they say you can do it on your phone. I think I need an actual fucking computer or something, So maybe someday I'll have a computer. I can do a better one. Search for you. Tell us what you remember about the apartment, hardwood floors, dishwasher, up to date. Well, okay, it's been a while since I've been in there. It's only a studio. It has probably, I think, linoleum of some sort, or like a fake hardwood, maybe. You know, those fake hardwood floors. Maybe I don't remember. So all it is like one room and like a little kitchen and a bathroom and a closet. So it's very small. I'm not even sure if the couch and the bed are going to fit, actually, but I'll figure something out. And that's it. I don't remember that. You know what? I don't remember if it had a dishwasher. I don't think it does. It probably doesn't have a dishwasher. It's just a tiny little place, but it's a place I have to get into. I have to get out of here because this place is bankrupting me. This is where I'm at now. So I have to get over there, even though it's not perfect. It's not, you know, there's other places I'd rather live, but I can't right now because of what I've done to myself. But, you know, I don't want to rehash all that, but maybe I'll do a video. I'll do a video of it, I guess. There's nothing special about it. It's just a tiny little studio apartment. But I'll make a video of it. So be on the lookout for that, guys. Let's give it plenty of watches. I really, really hate posting videos and it only gets like 3 watches. 3, you know. So guys, please, when I post my video of the apartment, watch it. Covering TJ Suffer. Not sure what that was about. I'm 20 minutes behind, so I don't remember what that was about. Dan B says Dodgers were hurting for a long time until Andrew Friedman got there. So you're welcome from a Rays fan, laughing out loud. Yeah, that exactly. Yeah, Andrew Friedman. It's been huge. He's been huge. Jen up the base says about 40 leading years for the Dodgers, except if you are going to count Kirk Gibson and his performance enhanced shot that changed the series. He wasn't performance enhanced. Asterisk, I don't know. I'm not a hater. No, I've never heard. You're the first person I've ever heard throw out that allegation. So you're a jerk. Government TJ is not hard of hearing. I just hard of understanding sometimes. I don't know. I don't understand that. I think it has more to do with me being 20 minutes behind on chat, and I read something that you guys are referencing that was 20 or 30 minutes ago, and I don't remember exactly what I was talking about 26 minutes ago. I think that's more the issue. Sammy Carter says Trump has announced 100% tariffs on Russia if Russia doesn't agree to end the war in 50 days. 50 days. Can you imagine the damage that Putin will do in 50 days? What a gutless motherfucker. Absolutely. Yeah, tell him to do it now. Yeah, what's this 50-day bullshit? Tell him that Putin could put the order out right now, right today. Turn around, retreat, go. You can do it right this fucking instant. You don't need 50 days. Putin could just say, okay, I'm going home now. I'm done running. I'm going home now. And he could just turn right around, send his troops right around, and can do it right this fucking instant. So you're right, Sammy Carter. 100% right. Why does he need 50 fucking days? He doesn't. Mike H., you were never American. I don't know who you're talking to. I have no idea who you're talking to. Because I know you sure as fuck aren't talking to me, motherfucker. Michael Andrews says, my speed reading has improved substantially in the chatters. Mr. Spock, raccoons are very destructive. They like eating chickens at night. But they're still adorable, especially when they're babies. Mr. Spock. Don't be so mean. West Webb, Rise of 5G is very good if you're close to a tower. Tower. William, try Fire Stick. It works for me. Okay. Okay. Mr. Bob Newell, do you get a food subsidy? I do not, although I did apply for it once for SNAP, I guess. And I was supposed to go to a meeting. I've talked about this before. I was supposed to go to an actual in-person meeting, and I never went because I don't want to go to a fucking meeting. Just give me the goddamn thing. What are they going to give me? Like, I don't know, $87 a month? I got to go to a meeting for $87? I don't know what it was. I really don't know. How much? It might even be less. I don't even know. Fancy, I have a Fire Stick on my projector. They work good. They work good. There's Brooklyn SJU, aka Trixie LaRue. Hello, hello Brooklyn or Trixie. Mike H, I think less government is a good thing. What does less government mean? Does that mean cutting Medicaid? You're all for that? You're for cutting Medicaid? Is that what when you say less government, is that what you mean? Are you for taking away Social Security? Are you for taking food from poor and low income families? Fuck you, Mike H. You're an asshole. Hiding behind the term less government. Because you know what? All the money that's taken in, all the money they take away from those programs, where do they shovel it to? They shovel it to fucking Trump hiring more ICE thugs, building a stupid wall that we don't need. They put their money, so this big government bullshit, they put it in fucking bullshit that we don't need. And you can see, if you saw the opening video, the economy runs better and smoother and bigger and badder and bouncier under Democrats than it ever does under Republicans. Republicans, all they do is fucking trash the economy and get us into situations where we're nearly bankrupting ourselves and crashing economies. So you're a moron. I mean, I'm not the smartest guy in the world. I'm a moron too, I guess. If people ask me, like, what's the square root of $1 billion or something? I don't know. Fuck, I don't know. I'm a moron. But I do know this. I do know that our economy runs much, much better under Democratic rule than it does under Republican rule. And we have example after example after example after example of it. And yet you refuse to fucking even look at it. You refuse to acknowledge it. And you just keep coming in with the same fucking little bumper sticker bullshit of big government. I don't like big government. That doesn't mean shit. All that means is that you are just, talk about drinking the Kool-Aid. You're just drinking the Kool-Aid. Fancy says you should go on the 21st Century Suffragette show. I guess you're talking to me. I would love to go on there, but I don't know how to do it, and I don't think I have the proper equipment to do it. I'm doing this on my iPhone. So I don't even know how I would even do it. You know what I mean? MJ Daniel says, going back to FDR, Eisenhower was the last Republican president, the last decent Republican president. And I would agree with that. I would agree. Sandy Foltz asks, what was the movie place that you saw the movie at? Well, it's called Galaxy Theaters. I don't know if they have Galaxies all over the place. I guess they have them, but it's a Galaxy. It's just a nice movie theater in the mall. There's a mall down the street You know. Michael Andrews says, "You said it, John. I agree." I know that was from 20 minutes ago, so I'm not exactly sure what you're agreeing about, but I'll take it. Wes Webb, the dollar is down 9.59% since January. Thank you, Donald Trump, right? Wes Webb is usually the staunch Republican supporter coming in with that. Nick Rich says, it won't take half a century. No, I didn't say it would take. I said give us 50 years. I wasn't just talking about that would. I wasn't saying that's how long it would take to fix this. I'm saying give us 50 years. We'll go beyond that. We'll fix this shit in 10 years, and then we'll have another 40 years just to fucking make us the most awesome fucking country that this planet has ever seen. We won't just be the envy of the world. We'll be the fucking envy of the universe. Think about that. Okay, I got to skip down. Brooklyn, ZU, aka Trixie says, my son-in-law told me he got his new driver's license. I had no idea so much was involved. I guess now it's harder because of all the real IDs and everything. Everyone's having kind of a hard time making sure they have the right paperwork and birth certificates and all that kind of stuff. David Dog, $200. You can get 4 people for $50 each with all the homeless in Vegas. I'm not hiring homeless people. No, I mean, the ones around here in the gully, they're all drug addicts. I mean, drug addicts. I'm not hiring them. Sorry, folks. I guess I'm horrible. I'm a horrible liberal because I'm not hiring the drug addicts in the gully. The guy for $200 supplies the truck and everything. That means I don't have to go down to the U-Haul place to get a truck. He supplies the truck. He brings one worker with him. They'll load this house up in less than 20 minutes, take it to the new place, unload it in probably 20 minutes. Boom, they're done. Wham, bam, bam. Here's your $200. Thank you very much. Now, Nick Rich says the leaderboard thingy is supposed to encourage more chatting. I find it distracting. I don't think I have the leaderboard, right? You guys see it? I don't think I have it on it's not on my chat. So I don't know. I have not been told that I have to do anything as far as, oh shit.
I think my mic died. Let me know if you guys can hear me. I don't know. I think it went out for a bit. Okay, I guess I'm on. I don't know if you guys missed any of my scintillating commentary. I don't see anything in the chat on the phone where you guys are saying I didn't see any no audio. I know you guys can hear me now. So I must have caught it just as the mic died. It went from green light to red light. I must have just caught it just in time. And it is 12:37, and I probably should end the show pretty soon because I need to go over, speaking of the new place, I need to go over there and sign my lease, finalize the lease, and get the keys, and then I can start moving. And she asked me if I could be there between 1 and 1:30, and I said yes. So, and it's 12:37. I'll probably just get a Vay. I'll call up a Vay car, which is what I used yesterday to go to the movies. It was awesome. You know, I love the Vay thing. It only costs like $3 and something cents to go to use it there and back. So total, it's about $7 or whatever. the bus would have been cheaper, but yesterday was a splurge day, you know. So anyhow, guys, I should probably end the show. I know there's lots of stuff I didn't address or get to in the chat. David Dog, I don't have the crown thingy on Trucker John chat. Yeah, it's not on here yet. I think it'll just pop up when it pops up. I mean, from YouTube. I don't think there's anything that I'm supposed to do as far as activating it, because I haven't seen anything about it. Sandy Fultz with a $2 super chat. Thank you so much, Sandy. Whoops. Yippee to Sandy. I do appreciate you for doing that. West Webb member for 15 months. Putin will not leave Crimea nor the Donbass because he's a dumbass. But thank you, West Webb, yippee, for being a member for 15 months. I do appreciate you. I'm just going through these real quick because I'm going to end the show so I get down to the leasing office over there. Mike H, being very nice, eat a bag of dicks. So you can go fuck yourself, Mike H, because you're an asshole. So there, we can do this all day, I guess. Name calling back and forth. MJ Daniel, female would be better as their own department. Trump has fucked female up. That's all on Trump. Gotham Rain, all of them did you interview them? No, but I don't need to argue. I'm not arguing about that. I see them, I know them, I know who they are. I walk by them all the time. I'm not hiring them to move my furniture, okay? I move my shit, all right? David Dog, take some vid for the new place. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Torby Cat's here. Hey Torby, good to see you. It says, hi TJ, will you sing my song? I used to have a mama fox and her babies living in my backyard. I'm not singing. I don't know what song that is, and I gotta go. Guys. All right, guys, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. 42 watching, 53 thumbs ups. So we're at a surplus, like the good Democrats that we are. And I will be on tomorrow, 9 a.m. Pacific time. Well, I guess I'll have all the updates. I'll have more updates on the apartment and how things went right now. I'm just thinking if I do go in there, I could maybe do an impromptu live stream from there tonight sometime, just to check out the signal and how it works or whatever. So I might do that. Look for an impromptu. There could be an impromptu in your future, an impromptu live stream in your future. Once I'm in there. And I guess that's it for now. You guys are awesome. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. And I will sneak in some quick words of wisdom before we check out, guys. So get your pen, get your pad, your paper pen, all that kind of stuff. Get ready to write this down. Okay, you ready? Here we go. So today's words of wisdom are...
Well, it's time to say goodbye. The show has come to an end. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. We'll have some fun times, hopefully nothing too bad. We might talk about war crimes, might talk about Baghdad. I doubt we'll talk about door chimes, but if we did, I'd be only too glad. So hasta la vista, baby. The show is over, but could I ask you maybe to take a shower? No, that's not what I meant, but I couldn't think of anything to rhyme with over. Now my whole rhyming scheme is all screwed up. Oh shit, I should have stuck to truck driving, who I try to kid see y'all again right here on the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna do it again and again, right here in the Trucker John live stream. Yeah, the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna come back and do it all again. No, this ain't no dream. This is where we win, right here on the Trucker John live stream. No, this time to say goodbye. The show is coming in. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. Trucker John, on the road he rides, live streaming all through the nights. From politics to pop culture he speaks. No topic is off limits, nothing is weak. From Vegas to the highways, he'll never tire. Shouting about food, talking about desire. He's the rebel of the asphalt, the king of the night. With a microphone in his hand, he's ready to ignite. Freedom is his fuel, passion in his soul. Gotta express himself, gotta take control. Moving through the country, keeping it real, no filter, no holding back, nothing to conceal. Rolling down the highway in my rusty old rig. I'm a retired trucker, but my spirit's still big. Living in Vegas, where the lights never sleep. Broadcasting my thoughts for the world to keep. From politics to pop culture, I've got it all. Sharing my views, no matter how big or small. Talking about food and movies and bugs, shining a light on all the social issues. No shows, I've driven through the desert, seen the city so bright. But now I'm living in a different kind of fight. From my apartment in Las Vegas, I hold the key, exploring the world through my live stream for free. For free.